It is so good to see all you guys. Thanks for jumping on here. We have got people from all over North America. We've got people from Europe on with us here today. My name is Steve, and I've been in this crazy industry of network marketing for 35 years now, and doing it full time for 32 of those 35 years. I think that's a key point right there, because how many people are willing to just struggle and work and just build something for 3 years before you decide to do it full time? 35 years in this industry, and I'm still learning. And I want you guys to realize that the day that you stop learning is the day that you start dying. And I'll never ever say that I know everything about this profession, because I never will. Because we're dealing with people, that makes it even more difficult, okay? And I'll be flat out honest with you guys. When I put trainings together, it's not necessarily for you. It's for me. It's for me. And I say that because I look at my organization with a microscope every day. And I track numbers every day. And I try to see what I can do to make things better. And when I say track numbers, guys, I can tell you that I know what my volume is on the 26th of every month for the past 2.5 years. I know what my volume is on the 27th of every month. I know what my volume is on the 28th. I know what my volume is on the 15th of every month for the past 2.5 years. I look at it every single day. And I have this, I've got it on a spreadsheet, and I can just look at it. And if things are not progressing, like, okay, why was my volume, this number last month and it's only this number this month? And I study it. Those of you that are in my organization, you guys have heard me say this a million times. You have to track your organization every day. Because if you're waiting till the end of the week, or this is the worst thing you can possibly do. You don't even look at your volume till the end of the month. And then you go, oh, I wonder what my check is going to be. Well, it doesn't matter at that point, because what it is what it is. But if you check your volume every single day and something is wrong, you're like, this thing is not growing like it did last month. Well, now you still have time to fix it, right? So when I go through and I look at my organization, I'm always looking for ways to make it grow faster. We've had a lot of success in 35 years. I mean, to do this full time for 31 of those 30 or 32 of those 35 years, we've had some success, some major success. But it's never fast enough. When I see my organization and it has hundreds of people joining a month, I'm like, I don't want hundreds of people joining. I want thousands of people joining. I do. And so do you. Trust me, you do too, okay? And so when I look at what I'm doing on a daily basis, and because numbers don't lie, you guys, you can look at your organization and see the numbers and then go, well, obviously what I'm doing every day is not working, or what I'm doing is working. And the reason I'm coming to you guys here today is because I found something that I wasn't doing. And that's what I want to chat with you guys about today. And I want you to be able to pass this on to your teams as well. I am really good at building relationships. I mean, there are many of you on the Zoom here today. You guys joined because I just told you to. Like, I didn't even tell you what we were doing. I'm like, hey, go to this site, click on it, click on become an associate, get the biggest pack you can get. I'll explain it later. Because I have relationships with some people like that. And you guys have relationships. I told one guy, he goes, but hey, Steve, he goes, I'm on a plane. I said, send me a picture of your credit card. And he did. That's a good friend. That's a good friend, okay? And I think Michael Copperwhite, I think you were one of those guys. Or I just said, dude, give me your credit card. You're in this thing with me. So I'm good at building relationships. Relationship is the foundation of leadership. Now, there's no way that you can lead people unless you have built a relationship with them when it's a volunteer army. Now, some of you have to lead and follow. I'm sorry, you have to follow other people because maybe it's a job situation and you're like, I have to follow this person. And you're like, they're not much of a leader, but it's the hierarchy of what you do. In this business, you guys, it's a volunteer army. If people are following you, it's because you built a relationship with them and they want to follow you. And so relationship is the foundation of leadership. This is the main reason I'm talking to you guys today. And it's because when you are setting expectations with the people that you're bringing into the business, you have to be able to use your leadership skills and not necessarily your relationship skills. And that was a light bulb to me last week. We had a special session with John Maxwell, and John Maxwell is the foremost authority on leadership development. And he was talking about this, and I was listening to him, and I said, this is where I'm struggling. Because I can build such great relationships with people, and then they become really good friends, and then that new car smell wears off, and I can't lead the way that I should lead. You know? And I'm like, yeah, if you want to show up for the Zooms, we do them on Tuesday nights. It's like, no. You have to use your leadership skills and not your relationship skills. And there's a big, big difference. Now, the definition of disappointment is the gap between expectations and reality. Okay? So if you're using your leadership skills to set expectations, hopefully you are setting realistic expectations. Because if you've got expectations right here, and let's say your expectations like, all right, here's what we're going to do. Because you're a networker, you know how to build this business, and together you kind of set the expectation, but you kind of, and let's just say, okay, this person's goal is to make, $3,000 in the next 60 days. I'm like, okay, that's a realistic expectation. So their expectation is here. The goal, or what the reality was 2,500. Well, the gap between 2,500 and 3,000, it's not that big, right? But that's the definition of disappointment. It's the gap between the expectation and actually what happened. The reality of actually what happened. Now, here's where realistic expectations have to apply, okay? So in other words, if you said to somebody, okay, here's what we're gonna do. This business is flying, and you talk about how great the Super Patch company is and how many people are coming in and what these guys are doing up in Canada and in all of North America and over in Europe. It's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go make $1 million before the end of the summer. And it's like, yeah, so your expectations are really high, right? And then the end of the summer comes around, September 1st rolls around, and the reality is below ground level, right? So that is a major, major disappointment between reality and actual, or expectation and reality, actually what happened. So I think it's really, really important to not only use your leadership skills, but you have to set realistic expectations with the people that you're bringing in. Now, setting expectations right at the beginning, right at the very, very beginning, reduces the disappointment at the end. And that is where I have fallen, you guys. It's like I have not set hard expectations with everybody that I brought in the business. And I bet you haven't either. I assume that people know stuff. And they don't. Right, Carrie? They don't. They just don't know stuff. I think, it's like, well, yeah, it's just common sense. You're going to go talk to you. And people don't. And even networkers that are veterans in this business. And a bunch of you are on here today. There's a bunch of veteran networkers that I have enrolled in the business, and I'm sitting here going, well, these guys know what to do. No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't know how to speak our language. They don't know what tools that they need to use. They don't know what videos. They don't know what our Zoom schedule is. You have to treat them like they're a brand new newborn baby in this business. Now, they'll get the part of, not everybody's going to do it and all that kind of stuff, but you've got to walk through the daily operation of what happens in this thing. And you've got to set expectations on three things. Number one, success. You got to make sure, and this is with everybody, you've got to set the expectation of success. And that means that it's not going to be easy. You got to tell people, say, listen, this is not going to be easy. Is it a simple business? Yes, but it's not easy. You will have success if you follow these steps, which I'm going to show you in a second. If you follow these steps, you're going to have success, but it's uphill. Anything worth having is uphill. So don't expect success overnight. It is going to be a process. You need to set expectations on failure. You got to make sure that people know, listen, you're not going to sign up everybody. And the weird thing is that the 102 people that are on this training Zoom with me here today, don't you guys, like when somebody tells you no, like they don't even want to try the patches or they don't want to become an associate, don't you just go, what the heck is wrong with that person? What is wrong with that guy? I think that with everybody. I'm like, how can they not see what I see? And it drives me nuts, right? So we got to prepare people for failure. The reason, when you look at top income earners in our business and people that they just seem to be killing it. You know why? Because they have more no's than you do. They've just collected more no's. They've had more failure than you, right? And it's like, everybody will be successful. You just got to stick around long enough to let the law of large numbers take effect. And so in the beginning, setting expectations, you've got to set it on success. You got to let them know the reality of what success means. Number two, you got to let them know the reality of failure. You got to let them know that you're not going to get everybody, and that's okay. I told the group in Minneapolis yesterday, I said, go talk to your family members first and get all your disappointments out of the way, right? Because sometimes that happens, doesn't it? Right? Sue, we talked about it yesterday. And then the third thing that we have to set expectations on up front is growth. Now, this is really important. Meaning, you need to grow. You need to grow your business. If you are going to deserve my time, you have to grow your business. And you have to let them know that up front. Because you have to decide who you're going to spend your time with. And I will spend my time with anybody who's trying. If they're coachable and they're trying. The second that people stop returning my calls, they're not jumping on these Zooms, they're not participating, and listen, I know we all have lives, and there are a bunch of people that couldn't make it here today, and that's okay. But if you're trying, you deserve my time, because I brought you in the business. But I'm not going to drag you across the finish line of success. It's like, I dare people to tell me that this industry doesn't work. It's like, I just dare people to tell me, oh, it's one of those things. I say, yeah, it is one of those things. It's one of those amazing things that I've been doing for 35 years of my life and nothing else. Yeah, it is one of those things. And if you want me to help you build it, I'll help you. People say to me all the time, they say, well, Steve, I want to do what you do. I said, really? Are you willing to do what I did? You got to put some effort into this thing. And so you set the expectations of success, you set the expectations of failure, and you set the expectation of growth, that it has to happen. Have an understanding. At the very, very beginning, have an understanding so you don't have a misunderstanding. Relationships are really, really important, aren't they? I think they're really, really important. And I want to show you guys something. I want you to see what I received on Easter Sunday. I received this incredible message on Easter Sunday in Messenger. And it said, "Happy Easter, Steve." And then look at the next line. "A gift for you." Now, you guys, I was so excited about this because I was going to receive a gift. And not only was I going to receive the gift, but look at it. I'm the only one who's going to receive a gift. It says right here, "Just for you." Steve, just for you. And look at this. For the first time ever, I woke up Easter Sunday going, oh my gosh, this is my lucky day. I can save 30% on a tub of prime colostrum. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up in the middle of the night screaming, going, where can I save 30% on this stuff? And on Easter Sunday, it was in my inbox. What an amazing Easter gift to nourish my whole body and to keep it healthy. Treat yourself today. Just click the link below and get yours today. All right. What kind of relationship do you think I have with the person who sent this? None. None. I have zero relationship with this person. This person is friends with me on Facebook, but she only reaches out to me to send me a message like this? Do you guys know how I felt when I read this message? Wah, 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 wah. Right? Is that not the case? Sandra, jump in here a little bit. Sandra, I want you to tell me what you told, I want you to tell everybody what you told the group yesterday about relationships and what you did.
Well, I was talking to a group that we were talking about relationships, and I had mentioned that, truly we are paid problem solvers. We are not patch pushers. And so when you can solve the problem, people will be much more receptive to you. And I told him a story about I was looking for a natural deodorant, something without aluminum. I had been using one, but I wasn't thrilled with it. And so my go-to was to go to other MLMs because I'd rather support an individual person building than I would, big box stores. And so I reached out to 3 different people that had a natural deodorant, and they were part of an MLM. And so I sent the same message to all of them and was just, I'm curious, I'm looking for something, what can you tell me? And I was telling Steve that the crazy part is that I quickly realized how important relationships are when I had people respond back to me. So the first 2 of the 3 people respond back to me immediately. Oh, I have this amazing product. You would love it. Here's my discount. Here's my link. Give it a try. And the third person, which is who I ended up going with to try, simply because I didn't get a product pushed at me with a link, the third person responded back to me and she said, what exactly are you looking for? What have you tried? What didn't you like? She asked me all these questions, and we literally had a conversation back and forth for 2 days and never once gave me her link. And so after that second day I thought, I really do want to try something. She invested in me to find out what I had tried, what I was looking for. And finally, I had to ask her, I said, can you send me your link? And she said, absolutely. But never once did she offer her link to me until I asked. And I just think that it's so important for us to remember that we are problem solvers, and that's where we need to start.
The relationship is where this thing starts. When I tell people this all the time, life is nothing more than building relationships and sharing ideas. And people will do business with people they know, like, and trust. And so you build the relationship first, and then, man, the world is wide open. So now, once we've built these relationships and people are trusting us, and it's easy to make a phone call with somebody that already knows, likes, and trusts you, because they're like, yeah, what's going on? What do you got going? Well, you show them what the opportunity is all about. And then when they decide to get started, now I blew this up here a little bit so you can see it, but look at this. It is only one page. It's just one page, okay? But I'm going to blow it up here so you guys can see it a little bit, but I'm going to send this to you, okay? So when I bring a new person into the business, and there are some brand new associates that are on the call and this Zoom with me right now, with all this right now, who received this last week. So when I bring somebody into the business, we're going to set some expectations. And I'll simply start off by saying, listen, I need you to enroll or purchase one of the top 5 launch kits so that you qualify for our hat trick bonus, which is $200, and the all-star bonus, which is $400. When you come in with one of those top 5 launch kits, you're opening up everything the compensation plan has to offer. Next, now remember, you can enroll with one, or you can purchase one within your first 30 days and still earn this hat trick bonus here, because the hat trick bonus is a 30-day promotion. Now, the next thing is I want to make sure that they set up their smart ship order. Now, when we say smart ship, you guys, auto ship. I've never been with a company who's ever called it smart ship before. It's auto ship, but we call it smart ship here. The reason that is so important is because you don't want to have to worry about if somebody in your organization is active. All right, and to be active, you have to have at least a $90 a month smart ship or $120 in retail sales. Well, if somebody's on a smart ship order, it's just automatic, and you don't have to chase volume every single month. You guys, the first day of every month, I know what my volume is. I've known what it was for the past 2.5 years. And this past month, the very first day of April, my volume was over $86,000. Why? Because people have their smart ships all set up for the first of the month. Not everybody, but a bunch of people do, okay? So I want them to set up their smart ship order, but I want them to have a 4-pack in their smart ship order. You're only going to pay for 3 of them. Now, you guys, we all know that we're using way more than 4 packs of patches, right? So some of these smart ship orders are way more than 4. So if you have 8 in here, you're going to get 2 packs for free. If you have 12, you're going to get 3 packs for free. But I want people to have a minimum of at least 4 packs in their smart ship, and I make them know, make sure they understand they're only going to have to pay for 3 of the 4. And then the training on that is kind of separate. But you guys, you understand that when you go set up your smart ship order, you don't see the discount right away. You see it at checkout, like at the very, very last thing of checkout. And if you go to edit your smart ship order, you're not going to see the discount. It doesn't discount it until it ships it out to you the next month. So yes, you're only going to pay for 3 of the 4 packs. Next, I want you to enroll 3 new associates with one of the top 5 launch kits. Why? Because I want those people to open up the compensation plan as well. When you enroll 3, you're going to earn that hat trick bonus. If you do that within your first 30 days, that's a $200 bonus. And because you enrolled 3 people in a calendar month, you're going to earn a driver bonus, and you can earn this every single month, and that's an extra $200 a month. Now, you guys remember, these bonuses right here, that's not where the money's at. This is just kind of stringing people along. It's like, okay, we're making some money here. It's the residuals from the smart ship orders is where the money's at. The other expectation is I want them to purchase 4 or whatever the max is, 4 tokens in the CapEx program each month. Now, the customer acquisition program is something that I've never seen a company do, but the company is gathering customers, and we get paid on the volume of those customers. We're not going to get into that training here today, but the expectation is max out the customer acquisition program. If the company offers you 4, buy 4. If the company offers you 8, buy 8. Whatever the max is, max it out. You need to join our Facebook group, okay? Where I post is called Miracle Workers. Now, you might have an upline that has their own Facebook pages, And that's perfectly fine. You guys can join that too. But if you want to see where I post things, it's here in Miracle Workers. And I also want you to join Amazing Patch Stories, real people, real results. This is our testimonial Facebook page, okay? And then I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I'm giving you the link right here. Let me just click on this, see if it works. So our YouTube channel is, if you go to YouTube, it's you can search Success with Steve. Success with Steve. And yeah, see how it is right here? And so if you look at this, I click on videos, and guys, we've got a lot of stuff in here, okay? Anything that is worth keeping, we put right here, okay? So all trainings, opportunity Zooms, what the customer acquisition program is all about, all of that is in here, how the commissions are paid, how to buy the CapEx program. Here's how you can edit your SmartShip order, and then just all kinds of trainings in here. Okay, these are all little, 15-minute trainings, 9-minute trainings that you guys have access to. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then the tools. I make sure they know where the tools are. Every Tuesday and Thursday we have an opportunity Zoom. Here's the time. Here's the link. Here's a recorded opportunity Zoom. People think that they have to have the latest opportunity Zoom. It's like, no, just use the best one, all right? And so I'll always make sure that they have the link for the best opportunity Zoom. And then what videos did we send out? There are so many videos, you guys. I'm like, listen, I send out 2 videos. Okay, this is the John Brinkus video right here that talks about the science behind the patches, and this is the animated 1.5-minute version of how the science behind these patches. So here are the links for those. And then I send them a link that shows them exactly how to do the balance demonstration. Okay? And then I make sure that they have these 2 documents. All right, now listen, you can get these in the back office, but I give them to them. So these are all the patches, and here's our comp plan at a glance. Now, if you take a look at these links here, you guys, the expectation is you copy and paste these links and text them to yourself. Text them to yourself. So when somebody, after you have a conversation with somebody and they want you to send information, you're not searching for it. You just go to your phone, go to your text, your name is right there, go to your text messages, click on it, and all these tools are sitting right here. They're right here. And so you can just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. One thing that I'll tell you guys, I don't send anybody anything until I have a conversation with them. I've had so many people say, hey, Steve, can you send me some information about your patches? No, I'm not sending you anything because you'll never understand it. It deserves a conversation. So guys, these are the expectations, okay? Pretty simple. Enroll with one of the top 5 launch kits. Get your SmartShip set up. Let's get 3 new people. Let's take advantage of the compensation plan as far as the hat trick and the driver bonus. Make sure that you get your tokens every single month. Join our Facebook groups. Join our YouTube channel. And here are the tools. That's it. 1 page. Okay? Now, last thing I'm going to share with you guys is this. What does this mean if people actually go out and follow this plan? Okay? So, this is your brand new associate right here. And in the expectations was we're going to enroll 3 people right here. All right? These 3 people are on your first level. Now, another training consists of how do we get these 3 people here? Okay? And all it is, you guys, is all I'm going to ask my new associate to do is call their best friends and go, listen, I found something. I met some people. We need to talk. And they get me on a 3-way call. My 3-way calls are 12 minutes long. That's it. You get me on the phone with your friend. You introduce me to your friend. You edify your friend. You edify me. And then you put yourself on mute. And let me run with it. And I'm going to do that until we have these 3 people right here. And every single time that you hear that 3-way call, you're learning. You don't know enough. I don't care if you're a seasoned network marketer. You don't know our language. And when you hear me do it, and some of you are laughing right now because I say the same thing every time. I can pause at the exact same spots. You know when the same stupid jokes are coming. I do it the same way every single time. So the goal here, guys, is put these 3 people right here. Now, the real money is in duplication. So now, these 3 people that are on my friend here, their first level, what are we going to do with them? We're going to teach them to do the exact same thing. They have the same expectations. And so if these 3 people go out and bring in 3 people, that's 9 on your second level, right? If those people duplicate with 3, it's 27, 81, 243. You guys have seen this a million times. And I'm just going to carry it out over 8 generations. Now, does everybody on this Zoom realize this is never going to happen? Okay, I'm just showing you the power of duplication. This is never going to happen, but it should happen. It drives me insane that it doesn't happen, because we all know 3 people that we could enroll today. We all know 3 people, right? And they all know 3, and these people know 3, and these people know 3, and these people know 3. It should just happen, but it's never going to work this way. Please understand that. Example purposes only. If all of these new associates, who all have the exact same expectations, because it's on that one piece of paper, if everybody goes out and generates $500 in personal customer volume, that means the volume from all the patches that they are using themselves, plus any personal customers. 500. It's nothing. Some of you are like, Steve, I use $800 worth of patches a month myself and my family. I'm like, I know. But let's just say everybody only generates $500 a month in volume. Well, here's your monthly commission. On just these 3 people right here, okay, now guys, this is all based on the compensation plan. Go to the compensation plan at a glance, and you're going to see how much money you make on each level and all that kind of stuff. So I ran all of these numbers. On level 1, you'd make $135 on these 3 people's efforts right here if they only had $500. It's not bad, okay? But when you start adding the income from levels 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, watch how this grows. So when you add these 9 associates here, and they just did the same thing everybody else did. They have 500 in personal customer volume. Cumulative now, you're at $405 a month. Okay? So that's these 9 plus these 3. So now if you add these 27, your income jumps to $729 a month. Okay? Well, that's a car payment for a lot of people. $405, that's a free car. That's only on level 2. Look what happens if you add these 81. Okay, now we're getting into house payment territory. But look how the numbers start to grow exponentially. If you add these 243, your income just went from $1,700 to $10,000 a month. And if you add these 729, your income jumps to that. And if you add these 2187, it jumps to that. And if you add these 6561, it jumps to that. And I just stopped at 8 levels because I don't want to blow you guys away. Once again, it is never going to work like this, but this is the power of what we have in our hands. And this is just you bringing in one person here, or maybe this is you right here. This is you. And you brought in 3 people, and you duplicated the same expectations. Everybody's got $500 in volume. And they did the same, who did the same, who did the same, who did the same, who did the same. And this is the income that can be generated. But here's the best part. What if you started another group of 3? Or another group of 3? Or another group of 3? It's not just limited to 3. This is just an example, guys, to show you the power of duplication. And if you set the proper expectations, you guys, it can grow so much faster. It can grow so much faster. Because, listen, if we all actually spent as much time with a new associate after they enrolled as we did trying to get them enrolled, think about what your business would look like. Don't complicate this. Don't sit there and try to reinvent the wheel. You know, I've got all the tools on my phone. They're all right here. When somebody, after I have a conversation with somebody, all I have to do is go there, click, done, and I send it. And it is there. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys here today.